Up on the board, we have a vicinity map on the bottom. It's kind of blurry, so your eyes are not bad. On the bottom here is Main Street, the Hudson River. On the top is the battlefield. Right there is the railroad tracks. So the site we're talking about is on Hudson Drive, north of the intersection with the Tompkins and the railroad underpass. There's a yacht club right there, boat launching. There's a small piece Schumacher still owns, and then from that piece north all the way up to the battlefield, Hudson River to the railroad tracks is the piece we're proposing. It's a redevelopment, meaning that it's not vacant. It's something the town is getting used to, where somebody's coming in, removing existing buildings and developing a new project. This is one of the highlights of your 2010 amendment by the revision of the master plan. And it was, I think it's on like page 11 or 12. There's also about 8 bullets. So the applicant is walking into this knowing that this is a good piece of property highlighted by the committee, but it also had about 8 items that they thought was something to investigate. And that being already understood, the USA Marina, who's bringing this in, hired a group of people to address this. And we have to address the buildings, the whole neighborhood, and we'll have to address the zoning. And to do that tonight is the design development, which is the name of the company that's doing the architectural work, the neighborhood itself, the parking areas, the common areas, the waterfront, and that's represented here tonight by Mr. Penny. That is going to be the concept plan that will start this process rolling. And to follow that up is Tim Miller from Tim Miller Associates, two of the same names. Basically, his expertise is environmental and planning. So he will be leading the very beginning of this by introducing the proposal, changes in the code, and of course running the secret. So it's a redevelopment plan. The name of it is The Breakers, and I'll bring up Mr. Miller and explain what our next steps are. And Mr. Penny is going to help him and show you what's designed and the concept and the ideas. Thanks.
Mr. Supervisor, members of the town board, members of the public, my name is Tim Miller. I'm president of Tim Miller Associates. We're a planning and environmental firm based in Cold Spring, New York. I'm very excited to be here tonight and to have with me Lois Pena with the Design Development Group to present this initial look-see at this project. Design Development Group is, in my opinion, one of the premier planning and architectural firms in the New York City region. We've done work with them. I think that there are some more creative designers that I've run across, and it's very fortunate that they've been hired on this project because it's the creative process at the front end of these jobs that make ultimately for a beautiful project on the ground. The Breakers is a mixed-use proposal, as Mr. Ziegler indicated. It will be located on the Hudson River waterfront. This is a concept plan that has been developed by Design Development that presents our very early thinking on how this mixed-use project might work. The entire holdings are about 30 acres in area. That includes upland areas and also leaselands in the marina area itself. Property takes its access from Hudson Drive. The proposal really is intended to be a two-phase project. Because it is a mixed-use project with a variety of residential and commercial and waterfront dependent uses, we will be asking the town board to consider some zoning text and possibly zoning map changes to accommodate this project. We believe, as Mr. Ziegler indicated, that this is in conformance with the intentions of the towns.
Here, you'll turn that thing up, please.
I don't know how to turn it up. I'll try to get closer.
Pick it up.
Pick
Pick it up, yeah.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. We believe that this project is very much consistent with the town's comprehensive plan. It's consistent with the state's waterfront revitalization plans for activities along the Hudson River waterfront. We think that this is a huge opportunity to revitalize the waterfront and also to spur economic development in the town of Stony Point. As I indicated, the project will be proposed in 2 phases. The first phase would take place in the northerly section of the property. Phase 1 would include 162 dwelling units in this U-shaped building. The intent would be to provide as many opportunities for exposure to the Hudson River as possible. The residential component would consist of 41 one-bedroom units, 105 two-bedroom units, and 16 three-bedroom units. Scattered within the Phase 1, there would also be some commercial retail. There would be 3 small kiosks that would probably be used for seasonal food services, about 400 square feet each. There would be a restaurant of about 2,000 square feet. There would be a yacht club. I'm pointing in the right, I can't see it from here. There would be a yacht club of about 4,000 square feet. The marina would have 81 boat slips, and there would be a residential club. Is that it? Of about 7,000 square feet that would basically be in support of the residential project. And parking would be provided, for the most part, to the rear of the residential area in order to maintain a beautiful streetscape along the frontage. Also, with this proposal, there would be a waterfront esplanade that would run along the entire length of the site and connect to a trail that would go up towards the lighthouse and the battlefield. There would be a courtyard and a pool in the center of this residential enclave. There would be various landscape elements to create what we hope would be a beautiful residential environment and a destination type environment that would be interesting for people to visit. Phase 2, which is in the southerly portion of the site, would consist of 138 dwelling units. There would be 34 one-bedroom units, 92 bedroom units, and 14 three-bedroom units. There would be a 3,000 square foot restaurant located here. Again, 3 more kiosks that are sited in proximity to the waterfront esplanade, again for seasonal retail and food sales. There'd be slips in the marina of about 44 units, 312 parking spaces, again a landscape courtyard, and a continuation. I expect that the waterfront esplanade actually would be probably built out in Phase 1. This piece of property is served by public water and sewer. As part of the studies that we've been doing to prepare this plan, we did do a traffic feasibility study that took a look at the traffic that would be generated by this project and identified a number of options for making sure that traffic could move in and out of the site, particularly in view of the underpass on Tompkins that does provide a transportation constraint in and out of the site. And all that work would be provided to the town when an application is formally filed. We also are showing a pedestrian connection to the neighborhood to the west. So this is our concept plan right now, and as the supervisor indicated, we expect that as we work with the town and go through the seeker process and the planning process, that we will receive input and we will we certainly hear what people's thoughts are on this project. It's not cast in stone by any means. We have put a lot of effort into coming up with something that we believe will represent a a genuine amenity to the town of Stony Point, and in particular in this waterfront area. This could be really a kind of a stepping stone, a starting point for revitalization of a much larger area of the town. If the town is interested in this project, our next step would be to submit a concept plan formally, a petition for the change in zoning. We would certainly want to work with the town and its advisors in coming up with an appropriate plan for dealing with zoning matters in terms of allowable uses, bulk, density, setbacks, height limitations, things of that nature. We would also submit an environmental assessment form, and our client has indicated his commitment to submit a full environmental impact statement on this project, with the understanding that all aspects of this project will need to be clearly vetted with all parties in the town, the county, the state of New York, the Department of State, the Army Corps of Engineers, and all the other agencies that would be involved. So we expect that we will be going through a process that will probably take 1.5 to 2.5 years. And we're very excited to be making this presentation tonight. If you have any questions, we would be happy to entertain them.
I'll ask questions for the people. I've been out around the town the last couple of days. I've been getting emails from a lot of concerned residents, so I'll ask what they're asking me. The biggest concern for people who live on the backside of this train tracks is the views. They're concerned right now, I believe the buildings there are about 30 to 35 feet. And I believe that's what you're proposing to put there in replacement. So, and again, I know this is very early, but as the way you're looking at it now, you're not seeing any blockage of any views that are currently have views of the river.
I do not believe there will be blockage of blue views, and we will be providing cross sections through the neighborhood so that we can demonstrate exactly where everyone lives and how that relates to the proposed construction on the site.
The other question I had, in fact, this was another concern neighbor who I met this afternoon, was the boatel. Is that what you call it? You store the boats in there? I can't figure out on my page, do you know the height of that? Is that a total of 35 or that's less?
Yes. It's lower than 35.
It's lower than that. Okay, that was a concern for the okay. Our biggest problem is probably going to be the streets and the drainage and whatnot down there. As you know, I'm sure Beach Road, that is your only way into that property, unless you come down Tompkins Avenue, which I know a lot of emergency vehicles can't go through there. That's a concern. I see a lot of people here who live on Beach Road right now. Their concerns are what's going to happen with that street. There's going to be upgrades on that street, there's going to be sewage, but I mean drainage, that's all going to be looked into in this project.
We've identified that in the preliminary feasibility studies as an area that is going to need to be remedied without question. Beach Road floods more often than anybody would like, and that needs to be tended to.
Okay, and that's also another question someone asked me was, who lives on that street, they're concerned that, the easy way to fix that would be to raise the road. Well, what's going to happen to the other neighbors? I mean, and I'm no engineer, so I'm just asking questions that are being brought to my attention.
Sure.
If that road is raised, then the water's not going to be able to get across the road. But I mean, that's all something that will be planned out going through this process, correct? And you will be working with the neighbors as well, sure.
Absolutely. I expect that when we initiate this process, we'll file the EAF, we'll file an outline for what would be in the environmental impact statement. And I would expect that we would have a public scoping meeting where there would be an opportunity for people to ask their questions to make sure that they get addressed in the environmental review process.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay. Another concern was rental apartments. People are a little concerned about they're all going to be condos for sale, no rental apartments, correct?
I don't know the answer to that right now.
Okay.
I know that one of the things that will probably be being done as this project moves forward is a market study.
Okay.
And to ascertain, what the market is and what the mix would be and what the proper venue for sales or rentals would be.
Okay. Anybody else have anyone?
Going back to the elevation, is that a boat, kind of like
So this,
elevated boat? No, that picture just elevated boat slip? Is it look on the plans here, is that a double decker like parking lot?
Yes, the parking lot at the rear does have a deck above,
What's the elevation of that comparison?
10 feet.
Okay. That's in the back.
It's in the back, and it would basically be along the embankment of the
rear line.
And what I'm looking here, Jim, is I see a lot of elevation, actually it's on my bigger sheet. Most of that track runs between 22 feet, like 27 feet, if I'm not correct, off the ground. So anybody on the other side of that track, I won't say up on the hill they have beautiful views, but right, I think it's Hunter Place there. I know a lot of them, the people I was visiting today, where they don't have a view right now. So unfortunately, they have a 25-foot rail right there, so another 25-foot building on the side really isn't going to affect them at all. What our concern is down there is the neighbors that live a little bit up on the hill, where their views won't be done.
And we don't think that that's going to be a concern. And you know, it's quite unusual to have structured parking in suburban environments. It is more expensive. It does actually make for, it gives you a lot of opportunities for reducing impervious surface areas, improving landscape opportunities, and so on. The site and the way the elevations are provide a perfect opportunity to do something like that in a way that makes sense.
From the view standpoint, again, there's more concentration the way the housing is then. So now it's open. You got boats down there. You got it pretty well all open. When you start putting the concentration in both phases, is it going to block looking at the river?
Well, it won't block looking at the river for anyone who lives on this side of the railroad, and everyone else is much higher elevation. And what it will provide, actually, is an opportunity for public access to the river that does not exist today. The waterfront esplanade that will be located along the frontage of this will, we believe, be a destination that will provide opportunities to enjoy the river that people simply don't have right now.
Do you know the elevation on the harbors? They're much higher, taller buildings down there, correct? Down in Hampshire on the Ginsburg project?
5 stories.
They are 5 stories, and these ones you're proposing are 3 stories, correct? Yeah, just so everybody knows, we're not comparing this in any way, shape, or form to the harbors that's in Hampshire right now. That's a monstrosity compared to what we're looking to. I actually got an email yesterday from a gentleman asking me what time the Ginsburg was going to be giving their presentation tonight, so I did want to make sure everybody realized that this is not a Ginsburg project.
That is correct.
I think you mentioned about the walk path up to the battlefield. I don't know if that's really could happen. I know you have to talk to the state and everything else, but right now you're proposing a walkway that starts from the beginning of where the condos go all along, and then a path, almost like a boardwalk type.
There would be access from the public road to the esplanade, along the esplanade, around the marina, and onto the trail that goes to the north.
Okay, and that would go north to the battlefield.
Yes.
So in total, how many units are going to be residential units?
We're not sure of the numbers right now. We're somewhere around 300.
Obviously, it's going to be permanent residents, so we could potentially have school system issues.
We will be taking a look at the school children that would be associated with this type of use, and talking to the school district to ascertain, what implications there would be, without question.
And just so the public knows as well, I know you said it, but just in case, the total of 3 bedrooms is only is 10% of the unit, so that is going to keep the children down. So you have 25% are 1 bedrooms, and 65%, which is most, would be only 2 bedrooms, correct? And so you're looking at numbers that, and I know, and I won't say I can studies or anything else, but you're hearing studies out there, I don't have them in front of me, so I'm asking where they came from, about these types of projects on the waterfront where you're not drawing the children to the school, you're drawing professionals, you're drawing snowbirds, people that are going to spend 6 months in Florida, 6 months here. That's, it would be a perfect opportunity for someone who likes to live in Florida or the Carolinas and lives on the ocean, come up here, live on the Hudson River during the summer. But I think that's the kind of people we'd really like to draw up here. Okay, anybody else?
I'd like to say, this is just the beginning, folks. There's nothing finalized. Everything is going to go step by step. There's a lot of questions that have to be answered. We have flood issues. We have sewer issues. We have the problem with the site. We have the problem with the traffic. We have a lot of questions. The zoning board's going to be involved. There's 3 members of the planning board here. They're going to be involved. It's going to be a step-by-step process of working with these along with your town board. I can assure you, we will let you know as each step progresses, and you will be part of it. You will have your input. You will tell us what problems you see, and we will all work together to see if we can't answer.
And I would just also suggest that in the light of the applicant's intent to be fully transparent, we're more than happy to post anything that we submit to the town to our website so that it's accessible, via the internet. Right now, environmental impact statements are required by law to be posted to the internet. We have no problem posting the concept plan, the EAF, the scoping document. This is all public information, and we want it to be easy and as transparent as can be.
I agree. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
I think we're good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good story.